I stand outside the study door, the voices still echoing inside. My heart beats like a metronome I can't silence. Every instinct tells me to walk away, pretend I heard nothing. But pretending is what kept me small for 30 years. I push the door open, slow, steady, careful not to shake. 3 faces turn toward me, as if I've broken sacred ground. My brother crosses his arms, already defensive, already smug. My father leans back in his chair, waiting for the explanation. My mother smiles, the kind that hides sharp edges beneath silk. "What were you saying about my finances?" I ask. The words land soft but heavy, like stones dropped into deep water. Mother speaks first, too sweet, too rehearsed. "We were just proud of you, darling. That promotion is wonderful." I step closer, feeling the warmth leave the room. "Proud enough to spend my savings?" I ask. Her smile flickers brief, then dies completely. Father exhales through his nose, the sound sharp as judgment. "Your brother has given his life to this vineyard," he says. "The Matthews name means something in this valley." I meet his gaze without flinching. "And what does my name mean to you, exactly?" No one answers. Only the faint hum of the ceiling fan breaks the silence. High shifts, his tone smooth, practiced, businesslike. "This isn't about me, Lynn. It's about family legacy." He says the word legacy like it's sacred scripture. I think about 6 years of saving, late nights, freelance projects. 6 years of independence he now calls selfishness. "That money is for my cabin," I say. "For a life I built myself." My mother's lips tighten, her voice turns cold. "So you'd put a vacation home above your family?" "It's not a vacation home," I answer quietly. "It's my future." My father's face hardens, the old authority returning. "You've always been selfish, Lynn, always thinking only of yourself." I hear the echo of every childhood dismissal in his tone. Recognition that came with conditions. Love that had to be earned. Approval that was never free. I look at them, the people who raised me, shaped me, used me. And I realize the price of belonging has grown too high. "I'm not giving you my money," I say. "Not 1 cent. High's jaw tightens, his voice drops low. "Then maybe you shouldn't consider yourself part of this family." The words slice deeper than any argument could. Exclusion, the ultimate punishment for disobedience. For years, I feared this moment more than failure itself. But standing here, I feel something strange. The fear is gone. Only clarity remains, sharp and bright as glass. I turn toward the door, my voice calm, almost steady. "I guess we'll see about that." Behind me, I hear my mother's gasp, my father's curse. But I don't look back. I don't apologize. I walk away from their expectations, from their control. And for the first time in my life, the silence feels like freedom. The next morning starts too bright, too calm for what I feel inside. My coffee cools untouched as my laptop hums to life. A new message blinks on the screen, subject line in bold black. "Regarding strategies to secure Lynn's contribution." For a moment, I think it's spam, some financial offer. Then I see the sender, my father's name. My pulse stutters like a skipping record. I click the email, eyes tracing each word like a slow burn. He's writing to their family advisor, planning how to take my money. "We must present this as an opportunity, not a request." Mother replies seconds later, her tone smooth, deliberate. "Remind her it's about family legacy. She's always wanted inclusion." And then my brother's message lands the final blow. "Call it High's tasting room in the paperwork. I'm the one keeping this place alive while she plays designer." The words sting more than I expect. They never saw my work as real, never saw me at all. Just a bank account with my name attached. I scroll through the chain of messages, each one colder than the last. Weeks of plotting, timing, coordination, all around my promotion. Not celebration, calculation. I print every email, the sound of the machine breaking the silence. The papers slide out, one after another, proof of betrayal. I place them in a folder marked simply, Evidence. My phone buzzes. Aunt Mai's name flashes across the screen. They're meeting with the lawyer today, she whispers. They think you'll give in if they make it official. My breath catches. They don't know I know, I say quietly. Good, she answers. Let them talk first. I drive to the law office, but don't go inside. Through the glass window, I see them, my parents, my brother. They look so composed, so sure of themselves. Aunt Mai sits stiffly at the corner, hands folded. On the table lies a contract, a seat left open for me. I call the office from my car. This is Lynn Tran. I'll be joining by phone. The speaker crackles, my mother's voice too cheerful. Darling, come inside, don't be dramatic. I prefer some distance, I say. The lawyer clears his throat. We're discussing the investment opportunity in Tran Vineyards. Specifically High's tasting room, I finish for him. Silence floods the room. My father's tone sharpens. Those were private communications. About me, I reply, without me. Aunt Mai's voice breaks the stillness. They asked me for money too, she admits softly. 50,000 for equipment that never came. High jumps in, defensive, rehearsed. That was different, unexpected costs. Of course, Aunt Mai says, just like every time before. The weight of her words hangs heavy. I can almost hear my mother's glare. The lawyer coughs, papers rustling nervously. I inhale, steady, final. If this is how you treat family, count me out. I end the call, hand trembling but sure. For the first time, I don't feel small. I feel awake. And once you see betrayal that clearly, you can never unsee it. The silence after the call feels heavier than any argument. By afternoon, the whispers start spreading through the family. Messages ping one after another, all pretending concern. Family should stand together. You'll regret dividing us. Every word drips with guilt dressed as love. Then I see it. My brother's new post flashes across my screen. A photo of the vineyard at sunset, caption glowing beneath it. Family support makes dreams come true. He tags me, smiling like a hero. The comments roll in fast. Congratulations, praise, approval. Cousins cheer, aunts bless, strangers applaud. They all believe I've invested in his dream. The lie feels louder than the truth ever did. My chest tightens, heat rising behind my eyes. I close the app before I type something I'll regret. The phone rings again, mother's voice sugar-coated and sharp. Your father and I are hosting a reunion next weekend. Her tone leaves no room for refusal. High will present his expansion plans. We expect you there. I stare at the wall, pulse steady but cold. I'll check my schedule, I say. She hangs up without replying. The next day, calls start coming from numbers I don't know. Voicemails pile up, each one heavier than the last. Uncle, cousin, grandmother's nurse, all pleading, all warning. Each message the same, family comes first. By the third call, my hands shake when the phone lights up. I silence it completely. For a few hours there's peace, thin, temporary peace. Until the voicemail from my bank arrives. Miss Tran, we need to discuss your pre-approval. There are concerns about your financial commitments. My stomach drops. I call back, but the line goes to voicemail. The next message explains everything. My uncle's voice, smug and casual. Had a nice chat with your mortgage officer. Told him you're overextending yourself with that cabin dream. Maybe it's time to focus on family investments. The room spins. My own relatives are sabotaging my loan. My chest aches, but anger steadies my breath. I sit down, open my laptop, and start documenting everything. Screenshots of messages, posts, call logs, emails. I save them into folders, labeled and dated. Evidence again, but this time it's war. Then I call the bank, request all communication in writing. I freeze my credit, change every password, lock every account. By midnight, my dining table becomes a fortress of paper. Every sheet a shield against people who share my blood. When the phone rings again, I almost ignore it. An unfamiliar number, a soft voice on the line. Lynn, it's Sarah, your agent. Remember that cabin in Oakhurst? My heart stirs. The price just dropped 15%. Still interested. I laugh for the first time in days. Yes, when can I see it? This weekend. You'll love the view, locals call it Freedom Ridge. Freedom. The word feels like sunlight through storm clouds. Maybe the universe is finally whispering what I already know. It's time to choose myself. It's nearly midnight when the doorbell rings. The sound slices through the quiet like a warning. I hesitate, glance through the peephole, and freeze. My mother stands in the hallway, holding a bottle of wine. Her smile is soft, almost trembling, but her eyes are firm. I open the door without a word, too tired for performance. She steps inside, sets the bottle gently on the counter. Cabernet 1993, she says, the year you were born. I nod, unsure what she expects me to feel. It's been waiting for a special moment, she adds. Maybe this is it. Her tone turns smoother, practiced like a negotiation. We don't want conflict, Lynn. We want inclusion. She slides closer, voice low and coaxing. If you invest now, the family will reward you generously. A case of reserve wines every year. Your name on the new tasting room. Your children's future secured. Every word tastes like currency, wrapped in affection. I stare at the bottle, dark glass catching the dim light. This isn't a gift, I say quietly. It's a trade. She flinches but recovers fast. Don't be dramatic. This is about legacy. No, I answer. It's about control. Her smile falters, the first crack in her mask. We've supported both our children equally. The lie lands heavy between us. I can almost hear the echo of my childhood. The times high was praised for mediocrity. The times my success was called luck, not talent. I realize this conversation isn't about money at all. It's about who I'm allowed to be. She reaches for the wine, but I stop her hand. Leave it, I whisper. I might need it when I sign my own papers. Her eyes narrow, a warning beneath the calm. You'll regret this, Lynn. Families don't forget betrayal. I hold her gaze, steady, unshaken. Neither do daughters. She leaves without another word. The click of the door closing sounds like release. I breathe in the stillness, let it fill my chest. The wine bottle gleams on the counter, unopened, untouched. A trophy of manipulation, turned powerless. The next morning, I find James by the coffee machine. He jokes, then sees my face and stops. Can you help me write an email? I ask. Family drama, he guesses. Family boundaries, I correct. He nods, no questions, just quiet understanding. We sit at his desk, drafting every sentence carefully. No anger, no apology, only clarity. This message will protect your peace, he says. I read it once more before hitting send. Simple, professional, final. To my entire family, my finances are my own. Any interference will end all communication. When I press send, the world doesn't shake. But something inside me shifts, solid and certain. I schedule the cabin viewing for Saturday at noon. The same hour as the family reunion. This time, I won't be where they expect me to be. This time, the decision belongs entirely to me. The vineyard smells of oak and old memories when I arrive. They're already waiting around the long wooden table. My father, composed and stiff. My mother, smiling like the peacekeeper she never was. High leans back in his chair, confidence painted on his face. I carry a folder thick with numbers, not emotions. Thank you for inviting me, I begin, voice steady, calm. Before we discuss any investments, I'd like to review facts. The room tenses, chairs creak, no one interrupts. For 10 years, The vineyard's profit margin hasn't passed 2%. I slide copies across the table, each one marked in yellow. In 2019, you lost $35,000. In 2021, despite record tourism, profits barely hit 12,000. Father clears his throat, tone warning. These are temporary setbacks. I continue as if he never spoke. Last year, production dropped 20%. Yet this year's projections claim a 30% increase. No data supports that. High's patience snaps first. You don't understand the business, Lynn. You sit behind a desk drawing buildings while I work the land. His words bounce off the walls like broken glass. Before Father can defend him, Uncle Kwong speaks up. Actually, I remember Lynn asking to learn vineyard work as a child. Aunt Mai nods slowly. She wanted to help with bookkeeping too. She was told no. Mother's smile fades. That was a long time ago. This is about family loyalty now. Is loyalty blind investment in failure? I ask. The air thickens. I look at each face, each reflection of denial and habit. The truth is, you don't want a partner, you want a savior. No one speaks. Even High's glare loses its edge. Then a soft voice from the corner, Grandmother. Would you consider a smaller amount, dear? Just to keep peace. Her hands tremble slightly, but her eyes are kind. For a moment, my resolve wavers. Would peace be worth the price of freedom? Then I see High's smirk, certain I'll fold again. The answer crystallizes inside me. No, I say, I'm done paying for peace. My phone buzzes on the table. Elaine's name flashes, a planned lifeline. Excuse me, I say, stepping away. Her voice is brisk, professional. The Westridge client needs emergency revisions. Can you come in now? Relief slips through my voice. Absolutely, I'll be there soon. I turn back to the table, meeting their eyes one by one. There's a work emergency. I need to leave. This is more important than your job, Father insists. Family first, Mother adds. I gather my papers, unhurried. You're right, I say quietly. That's what I've been taught. And it's exactly what I'm unlearning. The silence that follows is deafening. As I walk out, the door closes behind me with final weight. Outside, the air tastes cleaner. Every step toward my car feels like a small victory. I don't look back. I don't have to anymore. The sun rises pale over the vineyard when I return a week later. The air smells of wet soil and crushed grapes. My father waits at the oak table, smile rehearsed, eyes watchful. My mother adjusts the cheese tray, pretending calm. High stands by the window, tapping his fingers against the glass. Lynn, Father says warmly, we're glad you came early. I set my briefcase on the table, but stay standing. I thought it best to settle things before the reunion begins. Mother gestures to the chair beside her. Sit, darling, let's talk as a family. I remain where I am. Father slides a folder across the table, the movement deliberate. We've revised the offer, he says. 15% ownership instead of 10, a family privilege. High adds quickly, no one else gets that share, it's for you. Their eyes shine with false generosity, a practiced performance. I open the folder, scan the figures, feel the heat rise in my chest. 15% of a sinking ship, I murmur. Mother frowns. Don't be cruel, this is our legacy. This, I say, is leverage, and I'm not for sale. The words drop like stones in water, no echo, no retreat. I unzip my briefcase, pull out a set of photographs. I've already invested my money. I spread the pictures across the table one by one. A small cabin framed by pine trees. A mountain view stretching beyond the clouds. The deed with my name printed clear and bold. Their silence is immediate, heavy, choking. You bought property, Father asks, disbelief sharpening his tone. Without telling us, Mother whispers. I meet her gaze, steady and cold. just like you discussed my finances without telling me. Hai takes a step forward, jaw tight. You don't understand what you've done. We needed that money. No, I say, you wanted control. The doors open behind us as relatives start arriving early. Uncle Kwang, Aunt Mai, grandmother, all pausing at the doorway. Perfect timing. I turn toward them, my voice clear and calm. Since everyone's here, let's be transparent. I connect my laptop to the screen on the wall. Graphs and charts fill the room with hard numbers. For the vineyard to recover, you'd need 5 investors at 100,000 each. Murmurs ripple through the crowd. Uncle Kwang steps closer, brows furrowed. 5, Hai said 2 would be enough. Hai's face drains of color. She's twisting the data, he blurts. Then show me which part is wrong, I say. He stares, silent, trapped between lies and evidence. Father's hands clench, the mask finally cracking. Grandmother's voice cuts through the noise, quiet but sharp. Maybe it's time for someone else to manage this place. The room shifts, power tilting like sunlight through clouds. Mother looks at me, eyes wide, not anger but something like fear. I close my laptop, slide the deed back into my folder. I hope the vineyard survives, I say softly, but without my savings. The meeting dissolves into whispers as I walk out. Outside, the air feels lighter, honest. By the time I reach my car, my phone buzzes once. A message from Hai. We need to talk, I have a new offer. I place the phone face down on the seat and start the engine. The road ahead glows with morning light. Whatever comes next, it will be on my terms. And for the first time in my life, that's enough. The highway stretches endless beneath the fading light. My hands rest steady on the wheel, no tremor, no doubt. City lights blur behind me, dissolving like old memories. Every mile feels like peeling off another layer of obedience. My phone vibrates again, another message from Hai. I don't open it. Some stories don't need replies. The road winds upward toward the ridge, the sky turning gold. Wind rushes through the open window, carrying the scent of pine. I breathe it in, deep, unafraid, untethered. Ahead, the outline of the cabin appears against the sunset. Small, quiet mine. I park, step out, and feel the ground solid beneath my feet. No vineyard, no legacy, no expectations. Just earth, wind, and a future built by my own hands. For years I mistook silence for peace, duty for love. Now I understand that freedom isn't given, it's claimed. I stand at the edge of the porch, watching daylight fade. Behind me, the past closes like a door I'll never reopen. Before me, the night waits, wide and full of promise. And for the first time, I don't look back.